Hey guys, Alphanet here. Just want to apologize for taking so long to make this video. I've had problems from ranging. I'm camcording this off my cell phone because I think I told you a little while ago a lot of our filming equipment was stolen, and I've been having problems ranging from no internet to no electricity. Isn't life grand? Anyway, I just wanted to say sorry for the delay in this review. Really hope you guys still enjoy it, and FYI, I've managed to finally sit down and watch a couple of episodes of Daredevil Season 2. I haven't finished it yet, but so far my consensus is that it's even better than Season 1. If you haven't watched it, you should. Check it out. Anyway, on to the review. Hey YouTube, Alpha Nerd here. Bringing you my follow-up review on Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. So it's time to talk about truth, justice, and the American.
Shut up, dweeb. I'll give you some justice.
Super nerd, bad nerd, what are you doing here? This is my review. Anyway, in all seriousness, before I start, just like to, say for those of you who read Marvel's Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and Hercules, read the new issues this week. It was awesome. Any of you aren't reading those, I suggest you go down to your, local comic book dealer or purchase them digitally and give them a shot because they rock. I'd just like to kick this review off by saying, Ben Affleck, I think we all owe you an apology. You rocked that Batman. I mean, some of your motivations seemed a bit, we'll say hazy. It's like,
I'm gonna kill Bat. I'm gonna kill Superman. 1%.
when, it's like the whole Batman doesn't kill thing, but you were pretty fucking brutal in this film. And, Jeremy Irons made a great fucking Alfred. But I felt he was very underutilized, in this film. Like when he was giving the whole speech to sort of try convince Bruce Wayne not to go after Superman, and like he like his one-liners and jokes and stuff were very funny, but like I just felt that he was like majorly underutilized as a character. Another thing I really did dig about this was the action from Batman. Like I felt he moved a lot more, sort of stealthily and just sort of quickly like Batman should have. Like the other Batmans were cool, but they're mostly like punch, punch. Wait, like Ben Affleck's Batman sort of like zipped around and made more use of the cool technology. And another thing that I thought was pretty awesome that I never really I knew but I never really picked up on before is that um, Batman's mom and Superman's mom had the same name, and that like some of the cast from the Watchmen movie were also in here. Like Silk Spectre was the voice of the Kryptonian spaceship, and the voice of the president was done by the guy who played Night Owl, and Bruce Wayne's dad was the comedian. And I also did, like I just felt like a lot of the action sequences and stuff, paid sort of gave the nod of the hat to Frank Miller's early work with Batman. What I really think that Ben Affleck needs now is just a nice solo Batman movie, because like we've already had the Man of Steel to sort of try to get more in touch with Superman's character, though I don't think we've fully really done that, or they haven't really fully achieved it yet. But I think he was a great Bruce Wayne, and that he given a chance to shine in a sort of a solo film, he'll do a lot better. And I mean, I think he might be in the Suicide Squad. I'm not entirely sure about that, but Batman does feature in the Suicide Squad that's upcoming, which I'm really looking forward to. And it was kind of funny how it's like your mom's Martha, my mom was Martha, totes instant besties. And but like it's kind of funny how he that whole thing sort of made Batman or Bruce Wayne see that just like Superman's not just an alien, he's a dude with a family. And then he's like, "Don't worry, Martha won't die tonight." Um, though I did feel that they didn't really play the whole Dark Knight detective part of Batman in, which I would have liked. He wasn't really I'd say his detective work in the film was lacking. Um, though, like, also the whole sort of dark side and justice sort of dream sequence just prior to when them having to who I presume was the Flash. I was a bit confused by that whole sort of dream sequence they sort of shoehorned in while he was trying to decrypt the hard drive he got from Wonder Woman, and that just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm like, guys, don't Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 this movie, trying to squeeze too much in there. But I felt maybe that was one of the bigger problems with Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, is that where like they didn't set the characters and stuff up over a series of films. They just sort of put them all in a film, which left a lot of potential character development for I think Wonder Woman mostly, and also Batman out. So we didn't have a lot of time to feel you know attached to the characters. Like, oh, we're here. So just having to sort of roll with it, and sort of how Batman gone from being the Dark Knight to this very, very much more brutal Batman that we see now. Anyway, moving on from Batman, not much to say about Gal Gadot except I don't think she got enough face time in this movie. I think she had at most half an hour, and that's being generous. I mean, part of me would have liked to see her Wonder Woman maybe before this, so we could have just established and fleshed her out as a character a little more, but I think they'll probably end up doing that in the next film. But she was awesome, and I really enjoyed her performance as Wonder Woman. Jesse Eisenberg, I felt like his Lex Luthor was a bit too sort of nutty professor, slightly unhinged vibe, which I'm not entirely sure if that's what they were going for. I felt if there was a Jimmy Olsen role in this movie, they should have given that to him because he would have acted the shit out of that. But it's too early to say, I suppose. I enjoyed Doomsday as a villain. But I kind of felt that they sort of shoehorned the death of Superman sort of too early on in the, sort of movie franchise. Because, I mean, we all really know he's going to come back in the next film, sort of major film. Maybe not so much in the next sort of Shazam or, Wonder Woman or whatever. Because I think the Wonder Woman's going to be a prequel. But anyway, I just felt it lost a sort of a lot of the emotional punch that it could have. I mean, I think most people who've read The Death of Superman know that, as soon as Doomsday showed up, I think a lot of them had a pretty good idea what was going to happen. But it was nice to see people who weren't at the cinema. I saw this, one dude who was just like, yo, when Superman died, which was kind of cool to see that people are, I know people have, this has been a sort of divisive movie, but people still seem to quite enjoy it. And, yeah, that was cool for me, too. This movie, I think, had, one too many dream sequences for me. I mean, the one with Superman and his dad was kind of okay, I suppose, just sort of oh, hey, dad. Hey, son. That sort of thing. I was just like, okay, whatever, let's just roll with that. But I mean, I did sort of understand the sort of greater role it played in him sort of coming back to try fix things. The one that kind of bothered me at first was the sort of alternate reality one where he was sort of waiting for the hard drive to be decrypted, and I had that's trying to sort of wedge an injustice thing in there. And I was just like, guys, is he the hero or a plot device? Make up your mind. What are we talking about here? When they had that sort of dark side thing wedged in, on the field there in that sort of dream sequence thing, that I was like, okay, what are you guys trying to allude to? Is he going to be like a dark side lieutenant? Are we going into a sort of a full-on injustice story arc thing here? Because, I mean, I like the injustice story arc, but they're like, no, he's a villain. I was like, no, he's just a guy. Even he can be pushed too far. But yeah. Henry Cavill as Superman, I enjoyed that. Some people said, oh no, it's too dark as Superman, it's too dark. And then it's just the people who say that have already seen Man of Steel, and if you've seen Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, you should have sort of known what movie you're getting yourself in for. And just like with Superman, sort of at the intro of the film, where they said, oh no, he did that horrible thing in Africa, and to the whole plot point with Lois Lane and the bullets. I mean, he's Superman. He doesn't need bullets. And when they had that African woman in the UN saying, oh no, he came from the sky of thunder, but they never really touched on what he did that was so bad. I mean, I know they sort of spent a lot of this film blaming him for Metropolis, which I suppose is partially his fault, but, I think that what they're also trying to show in this film, especially between the fight between
sort of Batman and Superman, especially in that one scene where Superman just sort of gently tapped Batman and he was just like, and then like flew back through the wall. Is that, this isn't that Man of Steel, not yet. He's not the sort of pinnacle of human achievement yet. He's still young and sort of learning how to be Superman. But like I said, it kind of bothered me that they never really went into a great deal like the thing he did in Africa that was so bad. They never really touched on that. It's like it sort of happened, and they just kind of glossed over it for the rest of the film. Anyway, I know this has been primarily a Batman review, but I felt like they should have just dropped the Superman versus Batman and maybe just gone Dawn of Justice, and that. But then I suppose that wouldn't have that big sort of Superman Batman tagline to it to bring people to the cinema. But I got to say, what I am looking forward to, I think, because I know this was a setup film for the Justice League and other Justice League member movies, is I think the one I'm looking forward most to is Cyborg. Can't remember the name of the guy now. I'll see if I can find it for you later. He's also been in Scandal and a few other things. The guy who plays Vic Stone's dad. I thought that was a great casting choice. So you guys hit the nail on the head with that one. Flash, who I presume is Flash. When they had that part in the movie, I was like, that's either Flash or Shazam. I'm not quite sure. I was just like, ambiguity is not good for that sort of thing. And Aquaman, I was just like, Khal Drogo, you look like you belong in a L'Oreal commercial. Stop staring at the camera and just stab it already. Anyway, guys, that's been my thoughts on Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. And, check some more of our videos out. Like us on, Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Please subscribe and watch more of our videos. We could really use the support. Anyway, until next time, peace out.